Much Ndogozo. It's been 2 months since musician, producer and fashion icon Rikhado Makhado, best known as Riky Rick, passed away. Today will mark the return of the Cotton Festival after a 2-year break due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In honor of Riky Rick, we saw Riky Rick's mother, Mom Louisa Zondo, get to Mount Everest base camp last month, and she is now joining us on the line to discuss the track and exactly what it meant for her. We'll also be joined by the co-founder of the Cotton Festival, Elaine Ferrer. Thank you so much to the both of you for joining us this morning. It really is a pleasure. Let's start with you, Mom Zondo. Good morning to you. That climb, where you reached the base camp of Mount Everest, was something that you've always wanted to achieve, even before COVID-19 took hold of the country. Talk to us about, what the response was, first of all, from Riky Rick when you heard that you wanted to do that, and what the driving factor was, after his passing that got you to do it so soon. I mean, it was barely a month and you were at the summit or at the base.
Thank you very much, and greetings to all. Greetings, Elaine.
Hi, Mom.
Indeed, the mountains generally had captured my heart, and climbing to Mount Everest Base Camp was one of the burning wishes that I had. And I had shared this with family. Some met it with embrace and others with trepidation, and in some instances with both. Rikhado was very proud of the fact that this is something that I'd set my mind to do and was preparing to do, And of course, it was interrupted first by COVID, which on its own was a huge trauma, collective trauma, and then was actually deeply affected by Rikhado's passing on the 23rd of February. I paused on plans when the news of Rikhado's passing hit us all. And I was going to just allow things to unfold in the way that they unfolded, and for me to come to a decision about whether I actually pursue the plan or not at that point. I think it was at Rikhado's funeral where it occurred to me that this is something to do. I think it was the sense of the overwhelming compassion, embrace, connectedness to Rikhado, the overwhelming support that people who knew, did not know Rikhado, who were directly in relationship with Rikhado in various forms, came through and expressed the huge impact that Rikhado had in their lives and that his passing had on them. It was in the context of just holding all of this and all of this showing something that I was not really aware of about Rikhado, that I realized that I do have to almost go deep. And going up the mountain was my way of going deep with the reality of Rikhado's passing, with the reality of Rikhado's impact in life, with the reality of the grief that my family and I were holding, with the reality of the grief that the many fans, people who knew and did not know Rikhado were carrying.
Yeah.
The reality of the grief of people who just made contact simply because they heard of Rikhado's passing and said, I'm walking this journey. and it's hard.
And you walked.
So it was
journey.
A way of going deep.
Yeah, and you absolutely walked that journey. And today, a month ago, you were in a Buddha lounge in Nepal, and you shared a moment. And I know as outsiders, we thought you were sharing it with us, perhaps, but I understand that you are updating, Riky, about your travels, about your journey. What did moments like that do for you, and what do they mean for you?
I must say that I hold all of it as a huge privilege and a blessing. There could have been many ways of walking the journey with Rikhado, connecting to Rikhado in spirit, and really allowing the delayering of the many layers that color the way we confront the traumas that hit us. So for me, it was a real constant sense of gratitude for the privilege of being able to sit with Rikhado, engage with Rikhado, break down, crumble, not know how to hold myself in the context of just allowing things that were coming at me about the fact that life is life without Rikhado in the flesh now. And what does it mean? Life is life with huge uncovering about Rikhado's life and things that I had not really fully understood. And life is life contending with the challenges of well-being and wellness, mental health, the troubles of the world, the traumas, collective and individual of the individual that we encounter in the world. Where am I in all of this? Rikhado has shown me that these are things that we are called to care about and act on. So where am I? And it was a huge privilege to be able to have space such as beautiful Himalayan range mountains to walk with Rikhado, to feel Rikhado in that way.
I want to bring Elaine into this. Elaine, Ma'am Louisa Zondo speaks about feeling Rikhado, and today Cotton Fest returns for the first time after 2 years. I'd imagine this one is going to be probably one of the most emotional events that you might have done in your career, and definitely it's going to be something that will be looking to honor the legacy and the never dying spirit of the great musician.
To be honest, I don't think I could have said it better. Mum is an inspiration to me, so listening to her talk is always something I'm very fond of. And she always says things so much more eloquently than I'm able to in many, many ways. But what's interesting is that she contextualizes that we all have mountains to climb in some form. And putting on a festival without my friends is my proverbial mountain to climb. So emotionally, as you can tell by my croaky throat, it is definitely something that has hit me extremely hard. Yesterday, without fear, shed a few tears along the journey of setting up the festival, seeing all these amazing faces and people coming together to celebrate my friend's life is beyond words for me. And I couldn't think of a better way of celebrating my friend than carrying on his legacy.
And I mean, that's exactly what this festival will do for these next 2 days. It will be to celebrate, to commemorate someone that was a true inspiration, somebody who himself celebrated street culture, celebrated hip-hop, and really lived that. What kind of commemorations, celebrations should fans be expecting in honor of Rikhado Makhado these next 2 days?
Well, we're very lucky that we've had sensational support from a variety of people in the arts. When I say that, I try not to just refer to musicians, but also to talented artisans that have come together, from graffiti artists to musicians to performers to friends and family that in their own way are artistic without being on a stage. The guys that set up the fencing do it in such a way that is remarkable in a strange, kind of enjoyable fashion, to see this hard work with smiles on their faces and everybody's 100% doing it for their friend. But from a consumer point of view, we have got some nice surprises in hand. Firstly, we've definitely got the largest performing lineup that we've ever had, over 3 stages. We've got over 130 artists performing over 2 days, which is phenomenal. My poor team have had a real struggle trying to fit everyone on that has come out and shown their support and wanted to be on the stage with us. Bianca, Ricky's wife, has been instrumental in driving his old band together to put on a very special memorial show that will be happening on both nights, like a beautiful tribute celebration for about 20-25 minutes on each evening. And all the artists that I've spoken to have all got something special up their sleeve. They've all tried to infuse the energy of Riky into their sets and into their performances, whether it's giving 110% more than they would have given before, or just coming out with something special. So my feeling is that everywhere you look and everywhere you turn, it's going to be magical.
Yeah, I've got a feeling, Louisa Zondo, that everything that happens, from that fateful day is going to be in honor of your son. Will you be attending this festival, or will you just be giving it its blessings, or giving it your blessings?
Mom's the maiden of honor.
You can see already I'm ready for the festival. I'm coming. I'll definitely be at Cotton Fest. No, I have been at all Cotton Fest, and I definitely will be there. It will be beautiful. There'll be loads of tears and laughs from me. I'm quite sure there'll be loads of dances, and everything will be just mixed together.
Well, in honor of the Cotton King, the Cotton Fest goes on this afternoon. It's in Newtown. Gets underway at about 2 o'clock for the next 2 days. That was the mother of the late musician, producer, and fashion icon, Rikhado Makhado, a.k.a. Riky Rick. Louisa Zondo, thank you so much, as well as the Cotton Fest co-founder and executive producer and friend to Riky Rick, Elaine Ferrer. Appreciate the time that both of you have given us this morning.